Yeah, I mean, I thought the first 25 minutes weren't played at the right intensity that we typically expect, especially when we come out in front of the home crowd. I thought after that we were able to sort of get ourselves into the game, and it's a defensive free kick. Those things kind of happen. We'll have to look at that, and that's where we concede. I thought that there was a good response from the group once we were able to get on the ball and kind of get moving. And I think that kind of continued through the second half. We were just, I thought there was a couple chances out there to at least get the game level. That didn't happen. And so, again, overall, a disappointed group, all of us.
We're open for questions. Ben.
BJ, it felt like you guys kind of maintained pressure on Atlanta throughout the match, and it felt like there were a lot of really good entry passes into the box that maybe didn't kind of materialize into a full-on chance. What do you feel like was kind of the gap between getting the ball in the box and getting shots on goal?
Yeah, I mean, I thought you're right. I thought we got into the penalty box, especially down on the right-hand side. I thought whether that was Hani sort of in the top of the penalty box or Jacob or Andy kind of down on the end line, and we had 3 or 4 times the ball went right across the face of the goal. I don't have the answer right now. I thought we got into at least good goal-scoring positions and we deserved one, minimum one. But again, proud of the group on the way that we responded and pushed and went after it. But yeah, we have to, I think we have to still be accountable that we needed a better result.
Obviously not the ideal result tonight, but just kind of on a bigger picture, getting Tyler Boyd back. I guess first of all, what did you see from him in the last 400 plus days in his recovery process, and what are you kind of hoping to see from him in the next 5?
Yeah, it's great to get Tyler back. I mean, when you have somebody who suffers a long-term injury, there's a lot of phases in those 400 days that you go through, and what you saw was a player that was committed to working and impacting the group in any capacity that he could, minus being able to play. Whether it was being a supportive teammate, whether it was sitting in film sessions, asking questions, contributing, pushing guys, and then when he got back on the field training, obviously focusing on himself to get there, but kind of always being on the scout team a little bit and doing those roles. Just really happy for him to be back and was able to make able to make an impact in his appearance.
BJ, it seemed like on transition, you guys had a couple moments before Atlanta scored, and then once they kind of bunkered down, it became really hard to kind of break them. Do you see that as a consistent issue you've seen throughout the season, or is this just kind of a one-off in terms of breaking defenses that bunker down?
I mean, I think any team in soccer that's going to sit deep, it's going to be more difficult to break them down. I thought tonight we still had a handful of penalty box entries into good spots, whether that was being able to find balls onto the back post for headers, whether that was balls across the face of the goal, even the cutback that we have from the end line. So I thought there was a variety of opportunities out there that if we capitalized it, we could have gotten a better result.
And then just really quickly, you had the same pairing in center backs as well as the midfield today. Patrick Gasback, Gaston Brugman, and the 2 center backs. What did you see from them in the 2 games that you've had? And is that kind of what you were wanting from them, from that core group?
Yeah. I mean, I thought the performance that they had here the other night warranted the ability to have that group play again. And I thought those guys in the midfield were able to make adjustments throughout the night to find maybe more dangerous positions. Right early on, I think they were dropping it a little bit too deep, but as we kind of started to progress the ball, they found themselves in higher positions, even to a point where we were watching Gaston have a shot from the top of the box. So for me, I thought the mobility of those guys was good and sort of was able to unbalance the opponent.
BJ, I don't think anything was unfamiliar for you in terms of what Atlanta did today. However, it looked like in the very, I don't want to say 20, 25 minutes of the first half, that high pressure they had early kind of not caught the team off guard, but it was very heavy at the time for Nashville to get a positive transition coming out. Was that a correct assessment?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Atlanta was set up really well. Ronnie did a great job setting them up. They changed a few things in what they've been doing. I think you saw a change to their left winger in the lineup, and so yeah, I thought for us, you know, just sort of trying to find the game. But I thought, you know, from our end, we needed a little bit more mobility, more want everybody to want to be on the ball, want to play forward. You know, and I thought after what you said, after 25 minutes, I thought we were able to at least kind of get going a little bit.
Now, in terms of the opportunities that Nashville did have, you think in many other games, maybe Nashville scored one or two of those and perhaps take the game?
Yeah, 100, absolutely. I thought there was probably 3 maybe clear-cut chances that we could have had, and you know, we've seen them scored. So the expectation is that we could have scored them, and I don't think anybody hides from that, and we're disappointed with the result, and we know we can grow and get better from this.
BJ, obviously with your system, you know, to play fast pace, ready to go into transition. It seemed like tonight, obviously officials, they officiate things at their own discretion. But Patrick Asbeck, Joe Willis, they both kind of showed a little bit of frustration with trying to play quick in transition, just to reset play. Do you think that may have caused a little bit of lack in tempo for your team in the first half?
I felt the game was choppy in general with checks and you know, listen, I think there was moments out there that maybe the referee stopped and made it choppy, but I also, you know, I think there was a few like minor VAR interventions where they're telling them to wait and hold the play for certain things as well. So just overall, I thought it was a bit of a sort of stop-start choppy type of game.
And then Alex Bill getting subbed off early in the match. Is there an injury update for him, and what may have, you know?
Yeah, he was subbed off due to injury from obviously the collision. I don't have anything further as to what, you know, a diagnosis or anything.
Yeah. You got Dan Lovitz back coming in the second half. I guess what do you see from him, and you know what's maybe his status going forward after his substitute appearance tonight? Yeah,
I thought Dan came into the game well. I think what you saw was his ability to kind of get forward, and it gives us when you have a left footer over there, it gives you a little bit of a different dimension in terms of the ability to cross the ball, be able to play inside passes. So I mean, what we saw from Dan is what I think we've seen all season. It's just great that he's back and able to get some minutes in his legs.
And what was your view of Sam's goal that got called off in the 42nd minute?
I don't really have an opinion. Our feed that we get on the bench is one from far away, and it's also from the same. It's from behind Sam where he scored it, so we don't have a clear look at it, and so I haven't seen a clear look. But if it's clear and obvious, then it's maybe clear and obvious.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you taking the time. Tyler Boyd will be doing next.
Great, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel extremely grateful to be back. I think the feeling is gratitude, just to be at such an amazing club where I had so much love around me. The staff have been amazing, the medical staff, the coaching staff, my brothers in the locker room. I did my recovery with another player as well, Max. So I've just felt very grateful throughout the whole process of being surrounded by so many positive people, and I'm very happy to be back. Obviously, bittersweet night. It would have been better if we won, but yeah.
Tyler, I think if I'm not wrong, I think it was like 409 days since you got injured, which is obviously a long time to be out, and I'm sure there were just moments where it just felt discouraging and like the absence would never end. What kind of kept you going through all of that?
Yeah, I think my faith keeps me grounded, and I know God has a plan for my life. And you gotta have perspective. This is a job that I get to do, and even being able to warm up with the boys was one of the steps. I'm not taking that for granted ever again. So you learn how to walk again, you learn how to jog again, and I think perspective's everything. There's people in the world that are suffering much more than that, so obviously it is disappointing, and it does get a bit disheartening sometimes, but I feel blessed every day that I wake up and I look at my family, my daughter, my wife, so there's a lot of positives to take from this life.
Just looking on the field, Nashville are in a very different place now than when you got hurt. What have you kind of seen from the team during your absence, and kind of what are some ways that you feel like you can really impact on the pitch for the next 5 games in playoffs?
Yeah, I think we're a fantastic team. We're a great team. We can win everything, basically. I think we all believe that, and you just watch us play the way we've played this season. Everyone believes in what we're doing, and we work extremely hard. We're very diligent. We believe in the process, so it's not a fluke that we're getting good results because of the hard work everyone at the club puts in. And as far as me, I just want to fit into that system. I want to do anything I can to help the team, help the club, and work my you-know-what off.
Tyler, when you left, when you got injured, this Nashville team looked pretty much completely different to tonight. What are some of the differences you've seen, whether it's in the coaching staff or the players around you, or just overall for the club?
Yeah, I've been away a long time, so I haven't played with many of these players. Well, a lot of them actually. So that's a difference. I've obviously got to train with them the last few weeks, so I'm getting used to that. But there's different personnel, different coaching staff, different environment, so it's a lot different. But it's great.
And then just in terms of on the pitch, tonight we saw you at the right wing or right-sided spot. Do you see yourself in any other position within the sort of system that Nashville has, or is that pretty much your main sort of focus?
No, I'm trying to focus on learning every position, to be honest. So it gives me more opportunities to get minutes and be used wherever the coach wants me to play. So trying to be versatile, study, do my homework, and be adaptable.
Tyler, there's no question about your resilience and the way you're facing all of this for over a year. But knowing what you know about yourself, how long will it take you to be on top of your game again?
We'll have to see. I don't know. Who knows? Next week? I don't know. We'll have to see. I just focus on what I can control, and I work as hard as I can work. And tonight was a great step forward. It's great for my confidence. Great to be back on the pitch with my brothers. So, yeah, just focus on working hard, one step at a time. This was a great one to tick off the list. So, yeah. See.
Now, obviously, and the question was already there about the way this team looked at the time you were playing and the way it is now, especially in terms of the players the team has. There is more competition for sure. How do you see that in terms of what you need to do to be there up into the choices that the coach has to make every day?
Yeah, and I feel ready now, so there's not a question mark in my mind whether I feel ready or at my best. I don't think they would allow me to be out there if I wasn't, so they've prepared me extremely well. And as far as being at my best, for the previous question, I'm comfortable out there. I'm confident. So as far as competition goes, it's great for the squad. The more players you have playing well is great for the club, great for the squad. You have to fight for your position, so that's exactly what we want as a club. So I'm happy about that.
Tyler, this, I guess, system that BJ plays, that and the coaching staff that emphasize a lot on video, from whatever all the other players have mentioned. For you, coming back from a injury like this, how much emphasis did you put into the video aspect of learning the game and just, I guess, helping out those little nitty-gritty things you can help out with your teammates?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, at one stage, it's the only thing I could do, basically, was watch the games, be involved in video sessions, even in pre-season, be vocal, try to be a leader. So yeah, it's at a certain point, it's all I could do. I couldn't walk after surgery, so we did a lot of video. I try to be involved as much as I can and learn, and if that's an aspect that I can improve, then that's what I tried to do. So,
at what point in your recovery process, I guess, would be the toughest part to take away from all that? Was it just the whole point of learning how to walk, or was it the trying to manage your diet for the most part to stay in shape because of all the lack of training?
No, I just think the whole process and being patient. Like, I wanted to play as soon as I could, and I think you just have to be patient, and everyone's rehab is different. So that was difficult for me. If they said you can put in 5 hours a day and you'll get back in 3 months, I would have put 6 hours a day in. It just doesn't work like that. So I think that was probably the most frustrating, knowing like sometimes it doesn't depend on how hard you work. Every person's recovery is different.
Tyler, so much of what you did last season well and throughout your careers, was based on just your pace, ability to, attack defenders, put up the ball at your feet. I guess, coming off a torn ACL, is that maybe, do you anticipate maybe that changing at all? Like, is there a process, maybe returning to that, old style play, or is there more of maybe a newer version of you?
I think gold is refined through fire, and you get out all the imperfections through that process. So I've been able to work on a lot of things, and one of them I said I want to come back fast. I want to come back even faster than I was before, and I'm hitting those numbers, and I'm actually recording numbers that I didn't hit last year. So I actually came back and hit 101% of my speed. I'm improving that every week. So yeah, that was one of my goals, and I actually am more explosive, so going to come back even better.
Yeah, and you're stepping into a pretty crowded group as far as on the wings with Jacob Schaffelberg, Ahmed Kassem, Jai Perez, all those guys. I guess what do you maybe hope your influence is on a lot of those guys, just with you being the place you've been in your career, being around and being kind of a veteran in professional soccer.
Yeah, I guess just pushing them, competing against them. Like I said before, the competition's great. The more people that are playing at their best, the better. So they push me as well. And just being a good teammate. If they ever have any questions or need someone to talk to, I'm always there. And likewise, everyone here is fantastic. It's such a great group. So I'm extremely blessed to be here.
Thank you, everybody, and welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tyler.